November was a very easy read. The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent was a 5 out of 5 star read for me. It was a really interesting take on the vampires and the different courts within vampires as well. I had a lot of fun with it. I chewed through it. I really liked the depth to it, the tension, the setup of the tropes, and the fact that it had a very natural flow to the enemies to lovers vibe in it. The writing style in this was perfectly balanced between poetic, descriptive, and action. I really loved it. I'm sad that I can't get to the next in the series yet, but you can be guaranteed that the second I can buy stuff off the wish list when my TBR is done, I will be on top of this. The Eyes of Tambora by Marie V. Snyder was a 4 out of 5 star read for me. Snyder is one of my favorite fantasy authors, and the Poison Study series by her is my favorite fantasy series of all time. I love it. And honestly, again, the writing style in this, the way the world building is fed to the reader, spot on, as per usual. It was really, really interesting world building in this one, and the way that it was still understandable for the reader without having to completely spell it out because of the way it's set up, without going into too much detail that avoids spoilers and things. I really enjoy the imagery in this, the characterization. It had strong attention to detail. It was really descriptive without being too much. It had twists, it had turns, it was unpredictable, but in a great way that kept me guessing and wanting to know what was happening next. Secret Societies, Torture Heroine. The only thing that didn't quite hit as strongly for me was the romance in this wasn't as believable to me, but that could also just be my vibe on that one. But the world building, the rest of the plot, the whole driver of the book, which is namely not the romance plot, so that's fine. The rest of it was phenomenal, and I had no problems with it. So if you want a really, really good, strong fantasy set in sort of a sand, desert, underground tunnels vibe, with secret societies, twist, turn, keep you guessing, an outcast, tortured heroine, this is definitely a vibe. I finally got to Bodies in Motion by Liana Brooks. This one's probably not my cup of tea. This one was a sci-fi Cold War alternate planet setup, and it just really didn't grip me. I definitely, there were parts of it I definitely enjoyed. A lot of the conversation feels very realistic and set up nicely, and the world building is introduced to you in a way that's not too much. But yeah, I wasn't really, the technology, I just couldn't click with how it was set up and what the limitations were, and for me that just took me out of the story a bit too much. But otherwise, the characters were really good. The romance arc in this is good. But yeah, a 3 out of 5 for me. It really wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. But if it's your vibe, enjoy. Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. It is a YA fantasy. It's fantasy, definitely fantasy. It's got hints and it's connected heavily with the Arthurian legends and that sort of element of fantasy, with almost a portal fantasy thing to it as well. So her brother is cursed and she's trying to find a ring, the Ring of Dispel, to break the curse. And they go and search the ring in an alternate place, which they believe is Avalon. I'm not going to keep going on to too much detail about it, but they go to Avalon to find the Ring of Dispel and run into an Avalon that they didn't expect, and is very different to what they imagined Avalon to look like. So if you love the Arthurian sort of vibe, if high fantasy is, if the big medieval type fantasy mixed with the modern world seems like something you'd be into, this is definitely your vibe. Everything I read in the month of November, I've still got one book outstanding, which again is being pulled through into next month. Surprise, surprise, it is the Bram Stoker horror short stories. I am getting through them. There are just a lot of them, and Old English slows me down. So hopefully end of 2025, that one can be on the completed with everything else.